So, you're thinking about homeschooling your preschooler, and you have questions like, what should I teach my preschooler? How should I teach my preschooler? I'm scared my preschooler will have gaps in their knowledge when entering kindergarten. In this video, I'll be answering each of those questions and going over all the resources I've collected on how to teach and what to teach your preschooler, including YouTube videos, websites, books, free resources online. So preschool is generally for kids between the ages 3 and 5. In Canada, and specifically in Nova Scotia, where I live, preschool is referred to as pre-primary, and the child must be turning 4 by December 31st in that school year. So my son, who was born in August, he would not be able to enter a public school preschool this year because he wouldn't be turning 4 by December 31st of that school year. So in this video, a preschooler, I'm referring to a child between the ages 3 and 4, or like 3 to 4 and then 4 to 5. So the first thing you can do is check your province's or state's website about homeschooling. Usually they would share curriculums for every grade. So I'm sharing my screen now to show you what a government website would look like, sharing the curriculum and all that. Here I am at ednet.ns.ca/homeschooling. I have different links for different types of things, but I'm going to go down and click on resources. Here they do have a link for curriculum. I'm going to press on that, and here we have Nova Scotia curriculum. So Canada is a bilingual country, so they offer programs in English and French. I'm going to be picking English, and here is a curriculum for each subject. So this is great if you're planning to homeschool up till high school. You can check out each curriculum information that your government provides. But in my case, we're looking at pre-primary. I'm not going to go through all the documents, but I will say that I find that the curriculum provided by Nova Scotia is too abstract and is more of a teaching guideline for public school teachers rather than a concrete, straight to the point, what should my preschooler be doing and learning before kindergarten guide. However, it's not a bad thing to quickly check on your province's or state's website to see the information they have about it. It's not a bad thing. And for example, here they have a discovery and invention strategy for
developing capacity, cooperation, common creativity, commitment, enthusiasm, persistence, and determination. We have 2 columns here: opposites evident when children express learning interest in the environment, and educators promote this learning when they recognize and value children's development learning, provide learning environments that are flexible and open-ended.
As you can see, it's very abstract and not something that I need to plan out the different types of activities for my preschooler. So let's go to the next step. So you did step 1 and you went onto your province or state's website about homeschooling. And if you're like me, you probably didn't find it really useful. So you can move on to step 2. Step 2 is to work backwards. Figure out what they teach in kindergarten, what they learn in kindergarten by the end of it, and then figure out what you should be teaching your preschooler from that. So I did go into the kindergarten curriculum on the Nova Scotia homeschooling website, and again found the document too long, too abstract, a little bit more concrete, but instead I used this book called Rebecca Rupp's book called Home Learning Year by Year, Revised and Updated, How to Design a Creative and Comprehensive Homeschool Curriculum. So in Rep's book, for every subject from kindergarten to grade 12, she goes through every topic that a student will learn, like math, language arts, and history, and so on, and she lists the subtopic and resources for each topic, like links to websites, books, and so on. This is an invaluable resource, and I'm going to be using this book to homeschool my 2 children up till high school. So I've copied some of the kindergarten standards, like the topics and what they should be learning from Rep's book. I did include the list of resources, books she has for each of the topics. For example, like under phonics decoding and word recognition, she would have a short paragraph about the student learning this topic, and then a whole list of like websites and books and so on. I highly recommend buying this book. Or like what I did, I borrowed it from the library and then bought it afterwards to keep forever. And so here under language arts, kindergartens should know the upper lowercase letters of the alphabet, both in and of sequence, know letter sounds for all the consonants and short vowels. So you can use Rep's book, the kindergarten chapter, and see what kindergartens learn and then work backwards from there. I use this preschool standard list that's sold by JDA, homeschooling a YouTuber, and from looking at this list, it really corresponds well with what learners should know from Rep's book. So here I'll list out some of the items that are on JDA's list. I can't share all of them because it's a resource that she's selling on Teachers Pay Teachers, which I'll leave a link for below. So I'm reading out JDA's list here. Preschoolers should know: understands big and small, understands long and short, small, medium, and large, recognizes and names primary colors, recognizes and names circles, squares, and triangles, recognizes and names rectangles, ovals, stars, diamonds, hearts, pentagons, octagons, matches and sorts by shape, matches and sorts by color, traces shapes. So here are just like maybe 20 that I copied down from her list, but she has a lot more. Now that you have a list of what your preschooler should know, the next thing that I would consider is on how you want to be teaching your preschooler. And I believe there are 3 levels. The first one being laid back preschool. So in this level, the first level, you plan on introducing the concepts from that list through play, everyday life, and reading books together. This is the approach that a lot of experts recommend, and also Rebecca Rep in her book recommends as well. This is because children learn the best through play. The next level is laid back but a little structure. So in this level, you also are planning to introduce the concepts through play, everyday life, and reading books together, but you are also adding some more activities that are more focused on teaching the concepts, such as having a letters puzzle and using the letters puzzle to match objects with that beginning letter sound, for example, to teach letter sounds, and doing matching activities that you've created or bought, different puzzles, things like this. So a little bit more structure, and you follow your child's interests by buying or borrowing a book on that topic, and you discuss that topic with your child, but you don't necessarily create a whole theme of activities for them based on that topic. This is the level where I'm at, laid back but a little structure. The next level is a lot of structure preschool. So you are still doing playing and everyday life, reading books together to teach the topics, but you are also having a set time every day to sit down with your preschooler and going over each of the concepts from the list of preschool standards pretty rigorously, and you don't skip anything. You also have activities set out every week for learning these concepts. You maybe plan out themes of activities based on the theme for that week. For example, a theme of learning weather, and then you have activities about weather for the entire week. You use printables and all sorts of things to teach your preschooler. This approach, I feel the last level is more replicating of how preschoolers would maybe learn in preschool. Okay, so now I'm going to be sharing you all the websites that have free printables and other resources. Here's my Notion database where I collect all the homeschooling resources. I will eventually share this full list once I clean it up a bit, but I have a refined version on Google Sheets that I'm sharing with you guys. So the first one is a website called This Reading Mama. She has a ton of printables, alphabet printable, fun packs, and just a ton of different activities that you can make with. So you can see like Play-Doh, dice, like Play-Doh mats, matching these cube inserts, and just a bunch of others. There's so many, I haven't even seen all of them. But one that I've just opened was this Winter Snowman Preschool Fun Pack. So here I have it opened, and you can see just the amount of activities just in this one fun pack. So for example, we have math activities. This one seems to be rolling dice and then cover the matching die on the winter snowman. Other ones as well here. We go down, we have a finish the snowman patterns, pattern recognition. This might be advanced or depending on how old your child is. This would be a bit too advanced for my child. Who's 3. Oh yes, so she has these alphabet printable packs, which you can download all for free. Here I have one open for the letter L. She has listed above what is included in this alphabet letter pack. So a letter book, tracing page, letter lacing cards, a bunch of games, do-a-dot pages. There's just so many things that you can pick and choose what you want to do depending on what your child is interested in and what they like to do. So this was This Reading Mama. You can check her website out. VA has these workbooks that I think it depends on your child if they're interested in doing workbooks. Really, really simple. They have no writing and each page is like really easy and straight to the point, like what the child is doing. I like doing this with my son sometimes. I don't do it every day, just depending on his mood. For example, like in this view here, we have draw a line to show how many. So this is 1 apple, they draw it to the 1. And this is really easy for my son to do. This one is a literacy workbook. So there's no writing in this one as well. You just do like circle coloring, these types of things. So there's no, or drawing lines, there's no writing, which I think is great because writing is just not something they're interested in right now. At least mine isn't. So this one is circle the big A and little a, color the pictures that start with the letter A. I haven't done this one with my child. I've only done the math workbook, but I'm planning to get this one next. So this is a website written by Ashley Yeh. She has a YouTube channel called Happa Family, and she has a video of fall Montessori activities, and this is the accompanying blog. So it's called Autumn Unit Study Montessori Preschool Homeschool, and she has a bunch of activities categorized by math, language, sensorial, practical life, and these are just the links and resources that she's collected for each of these activities. For example, these fall patterning strips. This is useful for Montessori activities that you want to set up. Next one is a website for coloring. It has a lot of ads, but it's completely free, and printing it, they don't have like any logos or like major text that blocks the coloring picture. So this is a great website for printing different coloring pages. The next one is a free preschool curriculum. The author of this website really sets up the lessons and what to do for each lesson. For example, lesson 1, listen to the alphabet song, learn about the letter A. The only one thing I don't love about this curriculum is that she has accompanying videos with the lessons, so the lesson can't be 100% screen free. So I haven't looked into much about this, but maybe there's a workaround that. This is the Good and the Beautiful preschool set. It is a Christian-based preschool curriculum. It includes a preschool course book, folder activities, practice sheets, and access to songs and videos. It has 90 what they call open and go lessons. Here I have downloaded the PDF sample pages. I'm at Unit 4, which, as you can see, it goes over letters M, N, O, P, the number 8, and other targets. Here is lesson 45. The text in blue are instructions for the parents, and the text in black is what you read to the child. I've listened to other people's reviews on this curriculum, and one of the benefits is that you have minimal lesson preparation since the content and the material are already made for you. Next up, I'm going to share some YouTube videos that can inspire you for homeschooling your preschooler. So the first one is videos that are like a preschool day in the life. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Here are Montessori activity videos. This one, this one, this one, and this one. The next one are other activity type videos, not necessarily Montessori inspired. This one and this one. Next are videos that teach reading. This one, this one, this one. Next is the toddler learning folder, which I will share what that is soon, but here are the videos inspired for that. Last one is videos on how to get your child to listen. This one and this one. So here are some books that I'm planning to use with my preschoolers. So the first one is Preschool Math at Home. It is a math curriculum but with really simple lessons. For example, the first chapter is counting to 5 and how you would teach counting to 5. The next chapter is counting to 10. Really simple, like most of them don't even need materials on how to teach counting and math, like numbers and stuff, to your child. I've only done counting to 10 so far. Another book that I'm teaching about numbers or math related is this Count With Me book. It has pictures of the numbers where you can trace, and my son loves tracing these numbers, and it has flaps. So here are some books that I'm using to teach the alphabet and letter sounds. So first I have this alphabet book that has different pictures of for each alphabet, a letter I mean, and we just go over the items. Next is this book called ABC of Kindness. The next one is this A is for Apple book. It also has tracing letters with the flaps. These two books, my son was interested in poop, so I got books about poop. This one is called Everyone Poops by Taro Gomi. This one is called What is Poop by Osborne Books. It has flaps. Now, I don't have a lot of repetitive books, but repetitive books are super helpful. I usually get them from the library, but I have this Brown Bear book by Eric Carle and Bill Martin Jr. This one is a very thick board book, which has these opening slides with it. This one is called Skinamarink. It's a really popular song, and this is the book for it. Next, I have this sticker book. Next, I have this squiggle book, which is really good for chasing, improving their handwriting and control of their writing. Last one is this book called 10 Playful Pups. I haven't used this one much, but we're going to use this to practice counting. Now I'm going to show you what's inside JDA's toddler learning folder. It's a printable that I bought from her Teachers Pay Teacher store, and here are just some of the things that are included. Now I'm going to show you some pages that my son has done inside JDA's math workbook for children ages 2 to 4. My son did this when he just turned 3, so a month after he turned 3. I think teaching logic can be done at a very young age. The topic of logic wasn't discussed in Rep's book or other curriculums I researched, but you can make your own logic games. You can also buy these Brain Quest cards. These cards are advertised as an educational game, but like a lot of the questions in these cards require logical reasoning. Here, I'll show you a card. The second question on this card says, what color square comes next? Red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. And then the answers for these question cards are in the next card. I'll show you another one. What two things would you use to dig a hole in the sand? The answer would be the shovel and the bucket. These are also great fun to do with your child. Just like to sit on the couch and go through a couple cards. If you've got time on your hands, then I like reading about children's brains. Some books I recommend for that is called The Whole Brain Child by Daniel Siegel and Tina Bryson. The other one is called Brain Rules for Baby by John Medina. Next, if you want books on how to control your kid, just kidding. If you want some books on how to talk to your child and a bit into how they listen, I guess, I have this book called Peaceful Parents, Happy Kids. And also How to Talk So Little Kids Will Listen by Joanna Faber and Julie King. Notice how this is the only book with, I forgot what these little stickers are called. Notice how this is the only book with these little stickers is because I read this before my firstborn was born. And I had time to put all these sticky things in. That's the end of the video. I hope you found it useful. I will leave the websites, YouTube videos, and books down in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye.